I wait until Craig starts looking like he's amping up, and then I gotta throw some water on him quick.
Nah.
As long as you don't mute him in the middle of his Robert Hollis.
No, I'll never do that. I enjoy it too much.
Well, I just went ahead and set that in motion. So there we go. One more thing for me to do. There we are.
And we're live on Facebook now too.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is 12 noon here on the West Coast, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And whatever time it is where you happen to be that you are watching us right now, whether you're live or recorded, because it is that time. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. And welcome to the AMAs with our amazing people here that you see in front of you, and of course our amazing Robert Hollis. He will be getting things started in just a moment with our Ask Me Anythings AMAs and AMazing. Lots of great things to share. Thankful for Robert, you and Matthew and everybody here during this weekend. Of course, it is Thanksgiving weekend, and we appreciate you joining us, especially on this long weekend where a lot of people are out doing whatever they're doing with family. And if you're not doing it with us, then let's hope you're doing with family. So very, very good. So just a couple of things, to kind of take care of that I want to get out of the way first, because I'm sure Robert has a lot to share and you have a lot of questions. First of all, I do want to post this up in the chat. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted it to do. Hold on. There. First of all, don't forget, if you want to get Robert's book for free, there it is. How is that working? It's an amazing book. Thank you, Bill, for also showing that up. I know Robert has his copy right there. Matthew's probably got his copy right around the corner. But it's a great read. And all you need to do to get that is to go to roberthollis.com/free. You'll also see weekly videos there, training, as well as get a free copy of the book that you can download. It's worth the read, just as much as it is worth being here. So we appreciate that. And Robert, I loved what you said actually today that you posted earlier. And I'd love to share that with everybody. Worry is a total waste of time. Boy, is that true. It doesn't change anything. All it does is steal your joy and keeps you very busy doing nothing.
Bam.
If you know what that means, pull that CD that you got, spinning in your head, change it, put in the new one, and let's get started. So before we get started with our Ask Me Anythings, just to let you know, if you have a question that you want to ask of Robert, ask any question. That's why it's called Ask Me Anything. If you're watching here on Zoom, then it's very easy. You want to open up the chat window. Just put your cursor in the middle of the screen. Click on the chat button if it's not already open. To the right, you'll see 2. And then the very far, then you go ahead and put your question in that little chat window right there. And please put the word question or Q with a colon right there so that we can pick it out and ask the question on your behalf if you want us to ask the question. Now, you could also raise your hand like Bill Shoemaker has done already. He's always Johnny on the spot there, or excuse me, Billy on the spot there, to make sure that, he gets the first word in, but we do appreciate that. And I already see a question starting to come in. Great, great, great. So yeah, if you're here in Zoom, if you have a question, click on the raise hand. Now it's very easy. Once you click on those buttons down on the bottom, like I shared with you just a moment ago, there's one that says reactions. Click on that and then click on the raise hand button. It will notify us that you have a question. We will call on you. Now John Tier is up there, so really, really good. They're going to start coming in. If you don't want to personally ask Robert a question, very easy. Type question or Q, as I mentioned earlier, like Lisa Marie has done in the Zoom chat. But for those of you that are watching on Facebook, we'd love to hear your questions too. Type question or Q colon, put your question in the chat there, and we will ask on your behalf. So now that we got that all out of the way, enough of me chatting this up. We want to hear from the main man himself, right? Yep. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing individual. I've known him for more than 10 years. I love every minute of time that I've been able to spend with him. He's a dear friend, he's a mentor, and he is just amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Hollis!
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. I'm so thankful for you, and I'm thankful for each and one of you. And Matt, great to see your smiling face on here. Normally I have a big opening or a big training, but I have a commitment, so we're going to go straight into Q&A because I got to be off of here before 2:00. Got a Zoom I got to do, and I'm really excited about that. There is one post I'm going to post after this, and it has similar to do with what Craig talked about. And listen to this, when there's going to be people I know that are going to argue with this. We either make ourselves happy or miserable. The amount of work is the same. So sort of again, what you focus on, it's like, it's just so important. And, a lot of people will always ask, what do I think of? And then they'll have me fill in the phrase. And I'm usually, I really honestly, I don't think about that. You know what I mean? It's like, so people are constantly always wondering from me, my focus is always, I got a dream and a vision. Vision inspires success in others now. I'm focused on what's in front of me. I'm focused on the mark. And I just don't have a lot of time to look sideways. And I sure don't have any time to look backwards. And so a lot of people, worrying, I heard this one time that worrying is meditating on lies. So worrying is meditating on lies, and excitement or enthusiasm is focused on dreams or vision. You see, so we're just a little off sometimes, and it changes who we are. And when it changes who we are and how we feel, then it actually changes the results that we have, so it's pretty interesting. The more the be before you have. So Craig and Matt, we'll go directly into the Q&A now and have a good time.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions right off the bat, don't we? We got a few in chat, a few raised hands.
Cool. I also was wondering too, it's like it feels like everyone's still like calmed down for the Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? People is like, people are like, taking a breath and
before the holidays kick in. Well,
okay,
they
Craig.
kind of are. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. And okay, you know what? Got to go with Bill first because he was the first hand up. He was the first person to make himself aware, make himself known to everybody. So, Mr. Bill Shoemaker, bring it.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Robert. I don't raise my hand first so I could be the first one up. I do it because I know if I get on this AMA with the most incredible leader and person that knows everything about network marketing business, I've got to ask a question.
Good.
So my question is, first of all, I found a new book, and I know you promote, Robert, The Science of Getting Rich. Well, before Bob Proctor passed away, him and Sandy Gallagher made a book called The Secret of the Science of Getting Rich. So I'd like to recommend that book as well, because It's the same thing, right? And it's all about paradigm shifts.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago, I made some claims that I'm going to the mastermind, and then I run up against my paradigm and I hit this brick wall and I don't do what I say I'm going to do. Now,
Right.
I know what to do now. It's going to take a little time to shift my paradigm, but what is the main thing you think a person should do to shift their paradigm to think the way that you do?
Yeah, the fastest way to switch at any time. Good question, by the way, Bill, and I love your shirt. The fastest way to shape your paradigm is, I know this is going to sound silly, but this is what I do. I always propose questions to who I am, my mind or whatever's listening, out verbally. It just has magic. And so like if someone's triggering me or whatever, there's a couple of phrases, Bill, that I say is why does this trigger me? Or why do I procrastinate doing this? What's stopping me from going into action? I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. I wonder what caused this feeling in me. Because what's unique, if each and every one of you were proposed out of your mouth question that your ears can hear to a question, your mind and your body and your soul will usually answer it. It's pretty hilarious, but we don't talk out of our mouths. We just stay in our head. And usually it's not asking questions on how can I make this better? Like a lot of people will reach out to me and they'll say, you know, I don't know where to find these incredibly crazy people that are entrepreneurs, that are self-motivating, that want to make a bigger impact in life. See, the word should be is I don't know where to find, or where do you find, to very simply asking yourself, I wonder where these kinds of people would hang out. I wonder, you know, because I know you've all heard the phrase, you become who you hang around. Right. And I bet people really notice that this holiday. And they're probably going to recognize it for the rest of their holidays. So it's like, you know, you mentally, Bill, just have to shape the paradigm by just asking out loud. Why do I do this? Now, say if you ask yourself, why do you do this? Then your mind goes, because it's comfortable, because this is who I am. This is what I always do. See what I mean? It's like, this is safe for me. Instead of, you know, why am I scared of this? Why am I procrastinating? So you guys have heard me. I haven't done that in a long time, and I'll be brief with it. But the whole concept of fear, false emotion or false education appearing real, is we just really, truly got to ask ourselves, well, I wonder what the worst thing that could happen. What's the worst thing that could happen? They block me. And then say behind that, well, I can handle that. I can totally handle that. They call me a name. I can handle that. They reach out to my family and friends and tell everyone how stupid I am. Already dealt with that. I can handle that. So all the things that you got to do in your mind is basically walking through fear or false emotion appearing real, is just mentally shifting that paradigm with asking yourself those kind of questions. Does that help you, Bill?
Incredible. As usual, Robert, thank you so much. Love
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I remember when I first started learning personal development and asking those questions, one of the things that I did not know where it came from is a friend took me to a really nice sushi place. And I walked in there and I said, I don't like sushi. Is there stuff in here that they cook, you know, so I can eat here? I'm not going to eat raw fish. And it was funny because I immediately went to myself, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Was that something that I overheard by some expert? Probably not. Is there someone that inspired me or I really liked? And then I really asked myself, Bill, I wonder where that came from. And it came from me growing up in NASCAR and racing. So there were some people that are in that group, like a Dale Earnhardt or a Richard Petty, you know, some of the guys that I admired when I grew up. And they're like, I ain't eating raw fish. I'll never eat sushi. And I went, yeah, me either. You know what I mean? And then it's like you walk in and you go, Wow. Have any one of you that didn't like something on the menu? It is funny that there's a bunch of people in that restaurant eating that thing that is so undesirable to you. And being undesirable might be calling and talking to strangers. So I knew I had to conquer the thing that I was scared the most of, Bill. And so I figured if I got dressed and went to downtown LA by the First Interstate building and stood on the sidewalk, that I would get by that fear. It took me pretty close to 3 days, 2.5 days to get past it. But once I got past it, it was like, jumping off a bridge or jumping off a high dive. Once I did it and it didn't hurt me and no one stabbed me and no one shot me and no one shot themselves, then I was like, hey, this talking to strangers thing is pretty cool. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bill.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. Yeah.
Thanks, Phil.
I did this 40 years ago in Herbalife. I did the same thing, but I didn't stick it out like you did. So I went back to work. That's what I did. But anyway, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, and it's a new time to change that paradigm. So thank you.
Yeah. Again, if you can think, how many people can I get to watch this video entirely? Watch this video, whatever it is.
Right.
Cool.
No, that was one of the best skills you taught me, Dad, growing up. Like, it just to look at things, ask yourself and observe why you feel the way that you do or where it comes from, where it originates from. And then especially thinking of, okay, take this to the utmost worst. And the first time I ever remember him teaching me that skill was my driver's test, right? It's like, as a young person, you're like, oh man, like I don't want to fail at this. And he's like, what's the worst possible scenario? There's a lot of drivers driving around, you notice. Do you think any of them have failed the test? Do you think that you can go back and take it more than once? It's like, well, yeah, I guess you can. And then it's like, well, then you should alleviate a lot of that, because if you think of things in those terms, what's the worst thing that could happen here? A lot of the times, like my dad's even took it to the extreme of someone coming over to your house, right? But a majority of the time, you're so far from that, and it helps so much. So for me, the thing that he taught me helped a lot longer or a lot later, because I used to have a problem being in front of the camera. I'm always one of those guys that likes to be behind the camera, right? And so I challenged myself based off of that information a while back to do like a movie review a day. And maybe some of you guys were with us back in the day, because I love film. So I just would do a movie video review a day live. And eventually I just stopped caring what I looked like in front of the camera, because I'm like, I have to do this every day. I made this commitment, and I've watched my dad do that all year long, just consistently show up. And it's another constant reminder that this guy knows. My dad really does know and follows his own principles. So absolutely, Bill, like I would take that information. It's helped me so much. Everybody here, please take that information. It's great. It'll help you in many areas of your life, not just this business. So.
Excellent.
Great, Matthew. But that's the way to do it. Okay, I failed my first driver's test. So yeah.
And they gave you one anyway.
And they gave me one anyway. Exactly. Oh my goodness. John, I'm gonna ask you to hold on, because I'm getting a couple of other questions, and I thank you very much for your patience. Got a question here. Lisa Marie is, I guess, on the road. So, at least she's probably watching us, or will catch us later. But she posted this. I've been seeing a huge variety as far as putting a link in post or comment. Can you give us the best practice for this? I guess, in other words, when while you're making a comment on somebody, is what I'm interpreting her question.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, a lot of you guys, the reason that I've been posting a lot of different things on my wall is I just wanted to share with you guys, based on last week, all the stuff that I'm putting on my wall, that when you guys go to my wall and see that Robert Hollis with 32,000 followers and 5,000 friends gets absolutely no comments, no shares, no nothing. I just wanted you guys to see. So when Lisa Marie, when you say, first of all, I'm going to do a video, probably, it's got to be next week. I'm going to go into a different turn. but one of my funnest videos I want to do is again, we're just talking about Bill coming up with the thoughts of how do you change your paradigm. One of the paradigms that everyone needs to change is who in the hell they listen to. It's like, I believe one of the worst paradigms that we have is that because we don't value who we are, because we don't love and respect ourselves, everyone's opinion counts. It's like your first thought should not be, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, did you see what this person's doing? The first response it should be, is this person an expert? Is this person an expert? Is this person an expert? See, because what we do is, I can guarantee you, Lisa's learned from a lot of people. And some people say, don't post your links on your Facebook. Don't do that. And they couldn't explain a Facebook algorithm if their life depended on it. They just don't know. There's a bunch of people out there that are honestly saying that they know what Facebook is doing to have your thing seen or not seen. So here's what I'm going to say is, I would do everything. See, marketing is testing. Marketing is to make a post and put a caption to see what happens. Marketing is trying a bunch of things. And I wanted to share with all of you guys, while we're people are mentally taking a break, is I wanted to show you all the different kind of posts that I put on my wall, just so you guys can say, wow, it doesn't work for him either. So if you guys notice, I put post in there, and then I got posts with links, and then I've been posting about the product. How many of you guys are really happy I'm posting about the product? Look at Robert's posted about the product. Why wouldn't anyone say what I say to people? Robert, I seen some of the posts. See, Lisa, here's the question. Robert, I seen that you posted a lot of random things. Have you gotten anyone to create a free account from any of those posts? No. Robert, have you had anyone create a free account and actually buy something? No. How about you? Are you guys catching it? It's so I wanted a lot of people to follow what I'm doing, not just to distract you or get you off track, is that so we can go back to focusing on mastering the mundane. And doing that. Oh my God, look how incredible is $10,000 worth of prepaid trial lists for $7.99, and the company's throwing in an extra $2,500. 25 cards for $100. How can someone not take that deal? Crickets. And I can just give my opinion and I'll move on. Lisa, great question. I still believe that people mentally right now are in a place to try to figure out how to make money instead of spend money. I just have a feeling that a year after Wall Street's had trouble, people don't understand what's happening with interest rates. People don't really know whether there's an inflation or not. Okay, it only takes a year of that where people are going to start really reflecting, if they haven't already reflected now, till the end of the year. And people are going to see some people making some big shifts and big moves, because it's like, just hold on to my crypto. It is coming back. And I think people right now are like, I might have to find something else to do until that crypto stuff comes back. A lot of people are really super excited about buying a home. they might be saving their money right now, waiting for the interest rates to go down. So there you go. So hope that helped you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. And actually, I'm going to follow up because Ed Medina came up with a great question as to a follow up. Your best tip to keep the best mindset while mastering the mundane?
The clear focus and the amount of time that you can spend on visualizing yourself in an emotional state of where you're going to be 3 years from now. So without getting into a long discussion, thinking about driving from here to California, who would be excited about that? The person that's excited about the things they planned once they got there. Now it's like, I know some of you are not super old, but when I was young, we used to do what was called road trips. And me and my wife, and it was so funny that, we would honestly see how long it would take us to get from where I'm living now in Laurel, Montana, to driving to Orange County. And it's pretty surprising how fast you can pull off something when you're really excited to get to your destination. So how you master the mundane, why a person will put lug nuts on the right front wheel of a Camaro going through the assembly line for 40 years is they dream of retirement and what they're going to do in retirement and how much they're supposed to have in their 401k so they can live this dream life. So when people say, what do you do? And you go, well, I put 5 lug nuts on the right front wheel of a Camaro as it goes through the assembly line. How many of you got some pretty tedious jobs that, you seem to be doing pretty well with that, because it would be nice to get a check on Friday and it would be nice to pay your mortgage and your electric bill. You know what I mean? So it's pretty funny that we can do the mundane if there's a reason to do it, if there's a payoff in doing it. Cool.
Thank you so very much, and thank you, Ed, for sharing that question. Now, John, thank you very much. I just, when Robert's on those tangents, I got to get him right at that point, especially when the question is posed. So,
perfect.
Let's go ahead and listen to what John Tier has to say. John, please open up and share with us.
Hello. Can you hear me?
John, how are you?
I am just blessed, highly favored, deeply loved, and I'm just incredible and getting better every single day.
Yes, you are. So, amen. I agree. Two or more.
Just so excited, man. I'm so excited. I got more of a comment. Did something a little bit new based on what Mark Arcetta was saying. So I brought in a new person. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, and I did a Zoom with them. And so I actually sat there and had them watch me connect with somebody. And then I turned around and showed them exactly what I was saying. And then I turned around and did that thing that Mark said. I watched them do it. That was the first time I've ever done that, So I watched them do it. Although they wouldn't use the voice, they did a kind of a copy and paste thing. But, you got to take people for right where they are. But that was the first time, it got them into action right away.
Yeah.
It got them into action right away. And that was the first time I ever did that. I'm going to continue to do that. Just like that. Anytime I bring somebody on board, I'm going to sit down and do a Zoom with them. I'm going to show them exactly what I do in terms of connecting, what I say. And then after I do a few of them, then I say, okay, now I'm going to watch you and see you do that.
Perfect, John. Perfect.
And I was just like, wow, it got a person into action right away. So I was really excited about that. With the cards, I love the cards. I view the cards as actually building a list.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of people wanting people to like, oh yeah, I want them to. No, I'm using it as building a list, because once I see someone accept it, I believe I can go back and say, hey, you know what? Let me show you how we can make money with these cards.
Bingo.
Yep. So that's all I had to say for today. Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate you.
Thank you for sharing that. I love and appreciate you. That was good stuff. I have nothing to add to that. That's, it's people. Showing people what to do and them getting excited about it is why I did what I did. My mentor showed me what to do. He helped me contact my people and got me a result. So yeah, I got addicted to that.
Awesome.
Thank you, John.
And you're getting kudos from Deb Spicer, Darlene Eaton, and Lisa Marie Cook, John, for that. So great share. Thank you so very, very much. I'm going to continue on the cards because Billy Ballard is asking a question.
Okay.
How is the best way to market to give away the $100 travel card? I know you've shared that before, but I
Sure.
think Billy is new. I know I've never seen his name, so he's new to us here on the AMAs. Robert, and it's always good to kind of refresh everybody.
Yeah, one thing that you can do is, of course, just leave a post, just put on, on social media. If anyone's, I love putting $100 up front. So giving $100 of prepaid travel to anyone that's traveling within the next year. So make a post like that. But another way is honestly just reaching out to people and saying, hey, listen, I'm helping a company expand in the travel industry. And right now we're offering $100 in prepaid travel for anyone that's interested in creating a free account, and just hit them directly that way. So that's the way that I do it. I've done a post. I've only done one, but I still reach out individually to people still to this day. It's just who I am. I've done it forever.
And for those of you that are following Robert, you saw those posts and you still see those posts.
Yeah.
So make sure that you follow him on Facebook, in particular, facebook.com/giving it away or
Giving
it forward. Yeah. We'll post that in the chats so that
problem.
everybody can follow. Next up, we have Bruce, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Bruce Polin or Pauline. I see your hand raised. Your flag is waving, at least in the as being in the background. Bruce, are you there? And if not, I do have a question that you've asked, and I could ask on your behalf. But I see your hand up. Going once, going twice. Okay, I'll ask the question. Let's see. He talked to Todd Falcone recently. Bruce did.
Okay.
And he mentioned improvements in the High Life Travel program. Could you discuss the improvements?
Absolutely. What I would highly suggest is going into your back office and under dashboard, you're going to see where it says travel. There's no one that can explain High Life Travel and all its improvements better than Josh Wagle. And so that's exactly what I tell people to do. In fact, the way that I make all the money that I make and get the results I get is because I'm so great at edifying and promoting someone that does a better job than me. And so people will say, hey, I want to know a little more about this High Life Travel. And I'll go, great. If you just log into your MDC back office, click on home, and then start scrolling over where the trainings are, you're going to see Josh Wagle talking about High Life Travel. So that's the way I do it.
Hey, thanks so much.
Oh, you bet. Anytime, Bruce.
I wasn't able to unmute myself. Yeah, I talked to Todd recently about that, and he knows I'm doing something else right now, and he said I'd probably enjoy doing that. So I'm gonna. He said there was he did a Facebook Live or whatever last month or something. I wasn't able to access it. I wanted to watch it, so whatever.
Yeah,
So,
watch Josh do it. And Bruce, I can just give you a couple of highlights. In 35 years of being in this industry, for me to reach out to someone and say, hey, Bruce, listen, you can create an account with this company for free. And listen to this. For $135, you can give away $2,000.
awesome.
So you get 20 cards at $100 in prepaid travel. And then even to people that are big players that like to make money, I don't know where you can give away $10,000 in prepaid travel that never expires for $799.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what people do, Bruce, is they log in and then they start playing around with the portal. And when they really see that the savings is there, there's a group, Edgar and Carlos are brand new in this company, and they just hit 10K, and all their marketing is right now there's 3 people on the top 5 on the leaderboard that all their marketing is travel. So
really,
yeah. And so it's got that nice sizzle to it, and it's you know, high volume, so it's pretty awesome, Bruce.
Yeah, Todd was, because I was supposed to go to the convention, paid for whatever, something come up, I couldn't go. And I asked him what was the biggest highlight, and he said that was the biggest thing that he thought I would enjoy promoting.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And I seen your post below. It's you know, if anyone, you know, it's hard enough to be a salesperson, but
that's right.
sell something tangible that people can take a test drive in, you know,
That's right.
is the
That's right.
first level. And I noticed you are already used to selling an idea or a concept.
Correct.
That,
Hey, Robert, you need to cheer up a little bit. First off,
yeah.
you need to cheer up a little bit.
There you go. I appreciate it. Yeah. So Bruce, it's you know, being able to do that, to get people to see a perspective through enthusiasm and excitement. There's not a doubt in my mind that this would be a cakewalk. So I agree with Todd.
Perspective, it's a big word.
Yeah,
That's what
sure
life's all
is,
about.
man.
Hey,
Thanks for
your help.
jumping
I
on,
really enjoyed
Bruce.
this.
It's nice meeting you.
All right. Take
Okay.
care. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Bruce. And Robert, I mean, I don't see any other questions on here, but I do see a comment, and I was thinking this would be a good time to bring it up.
Okay.
Arthur Wainio has shared a comment here where he says, posting on social is passive marketing. Reaching out to people is active marketing.
Right.
Please share what is your thought about that?
Well, the thing that we got to do every day, if people want to really get to the bottom line of what we do, it's very simple. I was thinking this the other day. My wife and I have been watching and sort of binging on The Crown, right? You know, and just watching The Crown. And I just thought, wow, you know, it's so bizarre to me that, you know, how many countries, I think there's 4,400 islands that are still underneath the British rule. And it's not that I have to understand that all these people love the monarchy. It's just, I didn't come from that. Is that just as simple as I can keep it? You know, so when you see people that all of a sudden will visit a country, like we're in the point of The Crown where Princess Diana and Charles visit Australia, and just how much people fell in love with the concept. And there was one thing that was said at the beginning of The Crown, where they were talking about the Crown Mother. And here's something that she said that she said that just blew me away. So she said this to her daughter, and she said, "You need to understand that the monarchy is a thing that's designed from divinity that allows people to be inspired and have hope so they don't give up." And I just went, I see, I don't need to agree with this statement. But isn't it funny, all the little girls all over the world that just can't wait to be a princess one day, to wear the tiara and have the glass slipper and get this incredible gown? It's like, wow, you know, there's this large group of people that, wow, one day it would be neat to be a queen or a king or a prince or a princess. And I just thought, wow, that's really, really an interesting thought, that even the leader of Australia went, well, now that everybody fell in love with Princess Diana, I guess that'll set us back a couple of 100 years. It was like, it's like, hey, we like this person. So I'm only bringing that up is that, you know, all I do is take ideas that my mentors shared with me that gave me inspiration and inspired me and gave me hope, that if I could learn to do this, that I'd never have to work for another human being again, that I could make an above average income and also have freedom in this thing called residual. And so, as you guys know, for 35 years, I've really bitten into this concept, and I believe that anybody can do it. I really, truly believe just like anybody can make a decision and change and alter their whole life. And like Bruce said, all I need is a person to switch that paradigm, like Bill said, to look at something different and say, wow, this is different. For some people, that's education. They 1000% believe if they get the best grades and then they get a scholarship and they get the best grades and become valedictorian and graduate in the top of their college class, you know, that's going to be the ticket for them. And here's what people don't realize, because they want to bash everything. That path has worked really, really, really well for some people that believe it. Did you guys catch that? There's still CEOs all over the world that are chief executive officers that make ridiculous income every year, plus bonuses on how they increase the stock. And I'm telling you what, there's not too many CEOs that didn't come from some kind of business college. You see what I mean? So, you know, if I were going to hire a CEO, I'd want to be able to hire someone that's got a master's in business or a master's in finance. Are you guys getting this? A master's in marketing. These are people that do that. So my whole point of sharing this with you guys is just going, man, if you believe in what you're supposed to do, then each and every day I will need to find new strangers to share this concept with, to inspire strangers, to inspire people and give them hope that they could also do this. And so the question came from Arthur is like, when you're passive and you're just posting on social media and you're doing cross your fingers marketing, you're doing hope marketing. Oh, I hope someone sees my post. It's like, that's very passive. It's like having a for sale sign for your home in your yard, but you don't live on a very popular street. You don't hire someone to market and, you know, find people that are looking for a home and build a relationship with them and get their butts in a car and brings them to your house and takes them to the house. The reason real estate agents make a lot of money, the ones that are good, is because they're consistently building their network. They're always building their network. And you even see them on these shows where they go, oh, this house is going to be for sale. And the guy goes, watch, I'll sell it before you put it on the market. See, that's someone that built a network with people that have a network, with people that have a network. Are you guys catching me? And some of these houses get sold and it never ever go online. They never get marketed because they reach out to people that have a network. They get them to see the house and the person says, I'll have this done in a couple of days. Isn't that crazy? So, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, I think, said it best. You know, there's two groups of people in the world, people looking for that perfect job and other people that are building networks. So like Arthur said, what a great comment, Craig. Thanks for bringing it up. You got to be active and get in and, you know, connect with people that are strangers. I love that phrase. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time, where someone said the other day, you know, I don't know any strangers. It's just a good friend I haven't met yet. And I just love that. It's just like every day I'm building my network, you know, and for those people that know that there's people right now that are influence marketers that are making millions and millions of dollars 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. All they're doing is building their network. That's all they're doing. So in this business, you got to build a network. You got to build a network. Some people will, you know, play with it. Some people will be customers. Some people will be affiliates, and they'll be subscribers every month. They'll be extremely loyal. And then you'll get people that might, you know, talk to a couple of strangers a year. And then you got others that will do it once a month. And then you got people that do it every week. And then you got this 3% of people that go, you know, wait a minute, if silly Robert Hollis with the flowered shirts, you know, can make $1 million a year doing this, then I'm going to do it too. And I love the mentality of people go, well, he's going to show me what he does, but I need to find a way to be consistent to get better. I got to find a way to master the mundane. I got to find a way to do that, because every one of you are going to get really, really upset as you go through your career, reaching out to people and asking them very simply, you know, so what do you do to make $1 million a year in this industry? Well, you talk to people, and it's like, can you say anything but that? Can you say anything but that? And it's like, no, because that's all there is. So I still run into people on a monthly basis that reach out to me and say, I can get you more clicks than you ever seen. I can get you more leads than you can get. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And it just happened recently. And I said to the person, I said, listen, if you market my opportunity, I'll give you 100% of every sale. He goes, I've never been offered that. And I said, yeah, I'll give you 100% of every deal you do. And he goes, so let me put a proposal together for you. And I said, I just gave you the proposal. You do a bunch of sales, you make a bunch of money. It's like, you know, it's still, these people are just, you know, would rather do anything than do the mundane. So Craig, thank you very much. And Arthur, thank you for getting me on the roll there.
Absolutely. And I think you know what? I think we'll respect your time. I don't see any other questions coming up here. So I think this would be a really good point. And I love the way you circled back to, you know, what you shared earlier with that last statement. So first of all, I want to thank Bill Shoemaker, John Tier, Bruce Poland, Lisa Marie Cook, Billy Ballard, Ed Medina, and Arthur Wainio for submitting questions and for sharing with us. Matthew Hollis, bless you. Thank you so much for setting up these AMAs. And for those of you who would like to save anything in the chat here on Zoom, I just posted it in the chat. Very simple to do. Just click on the 3 dots next to the 2, then click on Save Chat when that appears. And at the end of this video, the whole chat will download, so you'll have the questions and whatever links we've shared during this presentation. For those of you watching on Facebook, everything is right there. It's all there. You don't need to do anything. Just find it, locate it, click on it, go to it. And Robert, I don't know if that was your last word, but I'll give it to you one more time. Just saying thank you so very, very much for always sharing your time with us.
Thank you, Craig. I love and appreciate you. My closing statement is simply this. During this time of year, we become who we hang around. And because we do, don't beat yourself up for doing a lot of reflecting. This is the time you're supposed to reflect. And my seriousness is that reflection for me is more based on what I can do different in the future than beating myself up for not doing what I was supposed to all year. All right. So a lot of you might be looking at your vacationing or your lack of vacationing. What blew me away yesterday and hearing a report is that more people are using credit now than they have in 30 years. So people are still going to spend through the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday. They're going to buy those gifts for family and friends, but this is the first time that a lot of people are really heavily going over that 30% debt because they still want to spend. They still want to have some great times. I know for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. There's going to be some people by the end of this year and going into next year that are going to be, you know what, I'm tired of playing around. I am flat out, I'm done. And so that's where people sort of open up their minds. So I want you guys to sort of reflect and just look at your lives and just go, you know what? Okay, I figured out what I don't need to do. But don't beat yourself up about it. Spend most of your time focused on what, you know, we always call them New Year's resolutions. but just ask yourself of something little you can do each and every day to consistently get better. You know, and I've done this to so many people. It's like, you guys know instead of flipping cards, I always use the analogy of throwing darts. You know, I'm telling you, you cannot throw darts every day for whatever amount of time that you can do it and not get better. And everybody thinks that it's just, oh my God, it's hard work. No, there's no such thing as being busy. It's just you're saying to yourself that changing what you did this year to next year is just simply a priority. It's simply saying to yourself, like I said with Bill, asking yourself this question: is doing this and getting great at it, is it going to be worth the time? So a lot of people can look at me and go, man, Robert, how many people have you enrolled in 4.5 years of MDC? Personally enrolled, I probably would say, I don't know, 500. How many people did you have to go through to enroll 500 people, at least as a free affiliate? Don't care, doesn't matter. Out of those, I got like 160 people that are active. Out of the 160 people that are active, 3 of them made me over 4.1 million. Was it worth going through all those people? I know that some of you get a glimpse of my back office. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Is it worth a lot of people shadowing you or did I say the wrong word? Shadow you, ghost you. See, I was thinking about half of a ghost. There you go. A shadow. Yeah. But is it worth people not replying? Yes, it is. It is. You guys look at the lifestyle that I have, and it's 1000% worth it. Definitely is. So I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being an incredible part of my life. These wouldn't be fun if I was talking to myself. So please do me a huge favor, share those with people that want to change their lives. And I think I hit it so you guys can unmute yourselves. So thank you so much. And Craig, we'll see you later. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you so much, Dad. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, everybody, for the amazing questions. I think everybody can unmute. Let's see.
Bye, Bill. Bye, Author. Sonny.
Bye.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Love you all.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys rock.
Bless you and thank you, guys.
Dustin, Lisa, Veda, Danielle.
Thank you, Robert.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Chris.
On
Thank you,
time.
Eric, Raphael, Michael.
Thank
Thank you, Jim Bob.
I don't see Jim Bob on here.
Yeah,
John
okay,
Boy?
okay, John.
Good night, John Boy.
John Boy. There it is. That's Jim, John Boy. All right. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Love you. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.